Hey, you! Ronald! I've just got one thing to say to you. You're fired!
Huh? What's happening? Oh, good morning, Mr. Potter, sir. What's with this all of a sudden? I don't understand what's going on, sir.
There was a huge mistake done in the Woods Company project, and it's your fault. I've already checked this out with the department manager, Mr. Gray, and something needs to be done about it. I'm taking care of the matter, as you're the one who's responsible for this mess. From today, you're not to come into the office. You've been officially fired.
Why are you firing me for? What did I do? Okay, but even though you've said that a couple of times already, I don't quite understand why this is happening. Can I explain what happened so that I can understand your decision as to why you're doing this?
I don't want to hear any of your excuses, Ronald. I'll send all the stuff that you've left on your desk later in the day. There's no need for you to pick it up. You're not to come here again.
Please don't do anything to the personal belongings on my desk. Not until I know what's going on.
Oh, so you want to play hardball, huh? You know I can play that game too. Let's just throw all your things into the garbage, shall we? Don't even think about coming by this office ever again. You've been forbidden to enter the building. Nobody wants to see your face around here again.
But sir, I don't understand why this decision has been made. But fine, I won't step a foot in the office again. I'll do as you say, sir. Hey, Melissa, look, something bad has happened and I really need to talk to you about it. Have you got some time right now to talk? I could really use your advice right now.
Ronald, are you okay? What's going on? Did something happen?
Yeah, it's not good. I've got no idea what I did. I just got a message from Mr. Potter. It was during the day and I was minding my own business, and then this. He told me that the company just suddenly decided to fire me, so he told me he was dealing with my firing.
Excuse me? What the heck? Are you saying you just got fired? Why are you even being fired in the first place? Like why now? At this time of day?
Well, if I say it how it exactly happened, it went like this. I got a message from Mr. Potter, my manager. He said that there was a mistake in the Woods Company project. He then said that he had just checked it over with Mr. Gray, and that it fell on my shoulders, and that it was all my fault, and that I'm not to come back to the office. That's the conversation I had with Mr. Potter. I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Okay now, just hang on a second. But isn't Mr. Gray the one who makes all these decisions, not Mr. Potter? I don't understand why Mr. Gray isn't the one talking to you about what happened.
I'm curious about that too. That's why I wanted to message you about it to see what you thought. Unless if he wanted Mr. Potter to deal with this situation, it really should be Mr. Gray who reported to me about it, not a person below him. I don't get it. I guess he's your father and all, so I thought he would deal with it.
I have no idea, Ronald. No matter what way you think about it, he can't just possibly fire you without probable cause. Or at least explain himself.
I was actually planning to call Mr. Gray to talk about it to him directly, but he seemed to have turned off his phone, so the call isn't going through.
Apparently, last night he slept a lot for the first time in a long time because he said he'd turn off his phone. Well, surely he's awake right now, but I wonder if his phone is still turned off and he's forgotten to turn it back on.
Oh, is that what you think has happened? You might be onto something there.
Yeah, just hang on a minute there, Ronald. I'll listen to what he has to say on the matter. Just give me a few minutes and I'll come back.
I'm sorry about all of this, Melissa, but thank you for your help so far. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Ronald, I am sorry to have kept you waiting. I hope I wasn't away for long.
You're fine. It's only been about 10 minutes. So were you able to get anything out of him? What happened?
So, he told me that he has no recollection of any interaction with Mr. Potter regarding the Woods Company project. He said that he wouldn't let anyone do something like that while he's in his current position. It's something he wouldn't do in the first place. He would have come to you if there were any issues.
Is that right? That makes sense. I just don't understand what Mr. Potter's doing by messaging me that I'm fired.
Yeah, so that's what my father has to say about that. He seems very confused by the situation as well. Ronald, are you able to come by the house right now?
Right now? What for? What else have I done wrong?
Nothing, but I think maybe it's to discuss what's going on with Mr. Potter. I don't think it's something my father wants to talk about over a message. He said that if we could, we should discuss things face to face and talk over dinner. Also, he said the president of the company will be attending as well.
I'm sorry, what? Even the president of the company? This has got to be something really bad, right? If he's gotten involved. But would it be okay for my sudden interruption, though? I don't want to disturb if they're discussing important work-related matters.
Don't worry about that. But if you're worried about the food situation, it's okay, as I was originally planning on having food delivered today. So feel free to come over if you'd like. I'll see you later, okay? But it sounds like my father wants to eat and have a drink with his future son, Ronald. So you can chill and talk to my father. I'm sure he'll listen to you.
Oh, really? I can't actually believe that. But yes, I'll see you in a bit for dinner. It'll be nice to have a drink with your father. If that's what you want me to do, I'll come over and bother your family.
Of course. We want you to be here. Take care getting over here. I'll see you soon.
Hey, Ronald, I need your attention right now. Where are tomorrow's meeting materials that were supposed to be on your desk? I swear they were put down here. Without the materials, the meeting can't go ahead. This is urgent. Hurry up and tell me where they are. Just because you don't work here anymore doesn't mean you can just ignore my messages.
Hey, Melissa. I wanted to thank you so much for your advice and support yesterday. I really appreciate it. I'm really glad I was able to talk to your father and the president of the company.
No, thank you for coming over and talking with him. They very much enjoyed your company.
Even so, thank you for inviting me. I never expected something like this to happen behind all the office crap that goes on.
Right, yeah. I'm quite surprised by how they interact as well. It's much more chill than an office building.
Yeah, they're very concerned about the situation, though. If that's the case, I'll wait and see about what Mr. Potter does. I'll try not to react to anything he's doing until the situation changes. For the meantime, none of it matters to me right now.
Exactly! That's a good way to put it. You don't need to worry about what Mr. Potter does until the situation unfolds.
Yeah, I know it's a little early, but I'm going to take a shower and go to bed. This whole thing has been quite exhausting. Tell your father I said hello, and thank you for talking things out with me the other night.
Fair enough. I would too in your situation. Of course I'll tell him you said that. Good night. I hope you have a good night's sleep.
Thank you, Melissa. Sweet dreams to you.
Okay. Ronald, I'm sick of not getting a reply out of you. The materials that I asked for yesterday weren't completed. Now I've got to go to the Woods Company and tell them how sorry we are that everything has fallen behind. It's all your fault, Ronald. What are you thinking messing around like this? Ronald? Answer me, man! What does it mean that you've been absent without as much as a peep out of you since yesterday, huh? You're gonna be in some deep trouble if you're not careful.
Day 3.
Ronald! This is the third time I'm contacting you and you've not answered me. Aren't you coming in today? You can't just be absent without letting anyone know about it, right? That's what I'm going to ask. The proposal I told you to make for Jones Company. What's going on with that? I can't get into your work laptop because I haven't got a clue what the password is. So what is it? Seriously, man? What are you planning on doing about all of this?
Hey, Ronald. How have you been since all the crap went down about your work? Have there been any more developments on that? Has Mr. Potter gotten back to you with anything? What has he been saying?
Hi. Oh, yes, he's been saying quite a bit. He's been sending so many messages every day over the past few days. And that same person just turned around and said that I'm absent without getting permission. I don't understand. He's the one that said I'm fired the other day.
Come to think of it, he said Mr. Potter sent a message saying that to you the other day. I might as well tell you, Mr. Potter has a really bad drinking habit.
Huh? What are you talking about? Are you saying he's an alcoholic?
Well, you know how if you drink too much alcohol, your memory starts to get worse over time, right?
Yes, I guess I've been told that before. A colleague who's accompanied me on a night out once said something like that can happen. It was a Saturday that I received his message about getting fired, so I thought he might have been working on his day off or something. He got all worked up about the Woods Company project I was working on and how I made some sort of mistake. Then he told me I was fired. But he must have still been drunk, and now he can't remember that he actually said that and thinks I'm not showing up for work. Oh my god, it's all falling into place now.
Yeah, my father has had it with Mr. Potter in that he can't handle his nonsense.
I guess if I were to look back through my message history, I can see when he was drunk or not. Maybe it's just something I didn't notice?
I suppose so. Even though he's in the same generation as my father, he still remains only a manager. You'd think he'd be in a higher job position by now.
Really? I suppose his drinking problem's holding him back and creating so many problems.
Ronald, this is getting beyond a joke. Reply to your messages, man. What's the password for your work laptop? The department manager just asked me for the progress on another company's proposal. And it's stuck on your laptop. Hurry up and tell me the password. This is urgent. I'm sick of you no replying. Get to work on time and get on with the project. Stop being so irresponsible. Hey, you! Ronald! Stop ignoring your supervisor. There's another company that's needing their proposal looked over. What the heck do you think you're doing by not replying and not showing up to work? You're going to regret ignoring me. All the companies that work for us instructed you to do everything for them. Even though I'm the one who submitted it under my name instead of yours, this is going to go very bad if things continue like this. Ronald, answer me! What's wrong with you, boy? Hey, Ronald, for goodness sake, I'm here to tell you that the General Affairs Department are going to take away your work laptop tomorrow. All the documents I had to do for all these companies are also on your laptop. This is ridiculous. It's like talking to a wall. Oh yes, isn't there also data on there that deals with the internal stuff at work? If I don't do something about it, it's going to be all my fault, even though it's all your work I'm trying to get. Hurry up and tell me the password. I'm begging you to tell me. Ronald, you've not replied to a single message for a whole week. Cut the crap and reply to me right now. I'm not going to stop sending you messages until you've replied to me. My performance rating will go down if you don't show up to work. I'll come over to your house and drag you here if I must do that so I don't lose my job.
Good morning, Mr. Potter. It's quite early to be messaging me now, isn't it?
Excuse me? What do you mean by that? It's a normal time for people to be awake. You're finally replying to me now, huh? What took you so long? Don't you realize how many days you've missed? Why aren't you showing up? You're making me so furious to the point that I'm gonna pop so many blood vessels. And our department manager as well.
Even so, all the companies you were mentioning, when you think about it, you were forcing me to do a lot of the work, weren't you?
What the heck are you talking about, boy? It's normal for the boss to assign the work to his workers, isn't it? That's how it works here. You weren't absent from work without anybody's permission, and you were slacking off. I was the one that had to finish the work for you, so I sent the proposals to the companies that were requesting them. You need to get to work right now. If you get to work in the next 30 minutes, then I won't fire you and I'll forgive you for not showing up. That's what Mr. Gray has been saying to me as well.
Oh, is that so, Mr. Potter? Don't you remember saying to me that I'm fired and that I don't need to come into the office anymore?
I never said that to you. Why would I say that to you? What are you talking about, man?
Maybe it's because you were so drunk at the time you were messaging that to me, and you were just saying what your heart desired?
I haven't got a clue what you're on about. I don't remember that at all. What are you saying?
Well, it's too late to take it all back now. I would go back and check your chat history if I were you. That might jog your memory. Actually, you might want to go back even before that conversation was had. You do realize that Mr. Gray and I quit our jobs on the same day over 10 days ago, right?
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? You both quit your jobs? And you didn't say anything to me about it? Not just who you quit, but Mr. Gray as well? No way! That can't be true!
The general manager decided to start his own business, and he wanted us to join him in starting a new company. So we ended up quitting our jobs together. I assume you didn't notice that happening?
I thought he was just going on a business trip and then he'd be back soon to do his duties.
There was an announcement almost a month ago through the internal chats and through the department's morning meeting. After talking it through with Mr. Gray, he gave all my portfolios that I had for all the other companies we worked for to another colleague. Honestly, it would be an unreasonable thing to say to someone to get back to work now when I chose to quit my job now. Wouldn't it, Mr. Potter? I wouldn't have been so bothered about it if I hadn't quit my job, but I have, and now I'm an outsider discussing confidential information with an ex-coworker of mine. That's not the best look, Mr. Potter.
But it's only because you never replied to me and it took you so long to do so. Why?
Yes, it did. I thought that you would notice eventually what's going on, but another employee had to make it more obvious to you. I couldn't bear to be so persistent, so I sent a reply like this to get back at you for the way you've been treating me.
This can't be happening right now. Are you serious? Okay, you need to tell me who each case was assigned to right now. I'm supposed to be the creator, so I'd be in big trouble if someone submitted documents without my permission or not checking them with me first.
Huh? I haven't got a clue what you're talking about, Mr. Potter. What do you mean? Isn't it no longer necessary for you to be the creator of those documents, Mr. Potter?
Huh? What do you mean by that? Why not? I don't get it. What's going on here?
Didn't anyone tell you that the company is filing for bankruptcy?
Are you kidding me? Bankruptcy? Is this a joke?
It's no joke, sir. I received a message from a former colleague saying that they had talked about it in this morning's meeting. I never thought something like this would happen to the company, so I thought the best idea was to quit before things got worse. I suppose you haven't got to work yet, so you don't know the details?
I'm on my way to work right now.
Oh, is that so? Well, I guess you didn't get over your habit of being late to work then?
Now, just rewind back a little bit. I don't get why the company's filing for bankruptcy. Does that mean that I'm unemployed from today onwards until I get another job?
Well, I guess so. If you're fine with that, I guess you've got no choice but to be employed now.
But what am I supposed to do now? I've been at this company for so long already. This has got to be the worst thing to happen to me. How am I supposed to get a job after all this happening?
I don't know. You've got to figure it out. I'm going to leave you to it. Please excuse me. After this, Mr. Potter apparently went home instead of going to work. Of course, it seems that an explanation of what happened was given in some form at a later date. There was talking about arranging a new job. Mr. Potter was so drunk that he didn't listen to everything. By the way, he's single, in his 50s, his parents have passed away, he has no siblings or family, so unfortunately not a lot going for him. He started drinking alcohol all day long thinking about what he should do with his life. One day, he was rushed to the hospital due to acute alcohol poisoning. But there was no one to take care of him, feed him, shelter him, so he didn't recover very well. The other day, he was released from the hospital and into a specialized facility. I do feel quite sorry for the guy,